Hi, my name is Dasun and I'm CEO of DasCX Consulting. We are a business analyst consulting firm specialized in customer experience and digital transformation for consumer goods companies. B2B customer experience is one of those areas quite often overlooked when companies think about their customer experience strategy or digital transformation because companies by default look at consumers, how to improve their consumer experience more than the B2B customer experience. If you're a manufacturing firm, an importer, or a distributor, you cannot ignore the importance of your B2B customers because if you are relying on your old school ways of dealing with your B2B partners, all they need is another vendor to replace you. So the B2B customer experience is very important because it will help you to position yourself as the preferred partner, B2B partner within your market. So it's very important companies focus on B2B customer experience. Today we're going to talk about 5 to 6 things that you can do to improve your B2B customer experience and become a preferred B2B partner within your market. The first one is giving access to financial information. So in the last 10 years, I have been working with quite a few well-known consumer goods companies within Australia. So these are global companies mostly. And one of the biggest challenges they have is whenever their B2B partners request or need access to financial information, this can be anything from an invoice, previous invoice or anything like that, they have to go through a very annoying process to get that information back to these partners. So most of these companies do not have any mechanism or system in place to efficiently deliver this information to their partners. So one of the areas we recommend our customers to do is to introduce systems. This can be a portal or something like that where B2B customers get access to their invoices. This can be anything from a past invoice, this can be pending invoices, this can be anything with related to financial information. So what they can do is they can always go and have access to that information. So this is where the portals come in very handy because a lot of organizations these days do see the value in having a portal, self-service portal for their customers, B2B customers, so they can actually access invoices and things like that without having to contact customer service team or email somebody from your organization to go find it within your financial system, email it to them, and then again 2 months later they ask again the same question, then you have to do it again. So giving them access to financial information through a portal is one of the great ways to make it easier for your B2B partners to work with you. That's number one. Number two is giving access to product, sales, and marketing materials. So if you're a manufacturer, it is very important that you have accurate, consistent information available to your B2B partners whenever they require. I was working for one of these they were actually one of the largest wine companies in the world. And before we implemented a platform to share product information with their B2B partners, the people used to spend weeks to get them product related material. This can be digital assets, this can be a product specification sheet, this can be anything. And 1 out of 3 times, they always end up sharing incorrect information. All the information has been changed or it's out of date. Likewise. So it is very important for you to introduce a mechanism, a system to efficiently share information, product information, sales information, marketing information with your B2B customers. Especially if you work with distributors who are doing the sales and the relationship management for you. So then when it's come to training these people and stuff like that, you have to make sure that you give them access to this information whenever they require. If you're going to spend like 4 or 5 days to get this information and it's something that you scramble on demand whenever they request, it's not an efficient way for you to run a business. So we recommend there are a lot of systems in place these days service called the digital asset management system, product information management system, and so on. So it is very important for you to look at some of these technology platforms and see how they can help you to achieve what you want. So having a system or a portal in place to share product information, marketing and sales materials with your B2B partners is very important for a consumer goods company. So that's number 2. Number 3 is access and visibility into your fulfillment process. This is again another area a lot of companies lack, because they think quite a lot about whenever you have a direct to consumer channel, when it's come to sharing order statuses and things like that. But if you're actually delivering to a retail shop, mom and pop shop, most of the time you don't know what's happening with the order, or it's actually with another fulfillment company. Like a lot of companies use companies like ALH in Australia. Sorry, not ALH, ALM in Australia, the company owned by Metcash, to do their distribution and so on. So, and these companies don't have really good technologies in place to share the order visibilities and things like that. So that's when your salesperson go visit a retail store, and when they ask, hey, where's my order? What's happening to it? The business BDM, or the business development or relationship person, has to follow it up, either calling ALH, ALM, or somebody else. So there you go. So giving them access to that information is extremely important, because that way you can let your customers know when they can expect the order, and how much it's coming in the pallet, how many pallets, and so on and so forth. So that's number 3, and it's very important as well. Number 4 is giving self-service options for whatever the products or services that you provide as a business. So this can be, if you sell consumer packaged goods, this can be a B2B portal for them to go and place orders, because that's obviously these days the more younger crowd, they do not like, regardless of the industry, they do not like to go and send an email or call somebody up to place an order. That's a very inefficient way of doing business. So companies must look at how we can introduce self-service mechanisms to allow their B2B partners to place orders or use their services. Then you as a business can also take a lot of benefits around the whole process of ordering process, because a lot of companies today have dedicated people in customer service. Their whole job is to take orders and just process them. So you can actually reskill them and then put them into different roles and help them with different areas. So that's the next point, another area. Number 5 is actually giving access to contract and other commercial information. A lot of CPG companies or FMCG companies have contracts with their B2B partners. This can be anything from what are the products and how they want the products to be listed and so on. So, and a lot of this information are not available or being shared or accessible to the customers or all the parties involved in the process. So one of the things I always recommend is, if you are introducing a portal or something like that to manage your relationship between your B2B partners, make sure you do introduce the ability to have your contracts available through that. This can be, a lot of organizations go as far as doing the contract also through electronic contracts, which is great. I worked, one of the last projects I did in my corporate world was a B2B portal where they actually had the electronic contract signing and everything, which is great, because I remember another company, they do not have their customers or anybody, whenever they ask for a contract, access to a contract, they have to actually go through their legal system and just download it and send a PDF to them, and that turnaround time takes about 4 to 5 days, which is not too bad in some ways, but it's not the way you should be doing a business in 2022. So there you go, guys. So that's the That's number 5. Number 6 is to double down on your customer service teams. A lot of organizations think they just by introducing self-service portals and things like that, they can get rid of their customer service stuff. You can do a restructure, which is obviously you can retrain them, but you have to make sure that you incorporate customer service team also into your customer experience umbrella. Because yes, people prefer to do self-service, prefer self-service portals and things like that. However, if there are any issues, they always expect to pick up their phone and call somebody. So having a customer service option is very important. And the other thing is there are certain issues that you need to be manually managed. So it can be an issue with an order, it can be an issue with a contract, it can be an issue with some materials, marketing materials, and the customer or whoever requesting that needs more unique content from you. So you need people to capture that information and manage it. The exceptions that cannot be handled within a system must be handled through a customer service team. So you have to have a good customer service team with good tools. Instead of just capturing emails, maybe have a customer service like a ticketing system. So you can actually capture, track the progress of an issue, of an inquiry. So these are very important. So that's number 6. And number 7 is sharing information, sharing consistent information with all the parties who interact with your customer. This is very important because you can have all the systems in place, but if your teams do not have access to the same information, that's actually not going to be great. So the teams who are dealing directly with the customers, such can be your business development managers who are actually on the field talking to the customers, or your customer service teams. They must have access to the same information, so the message to the customer will be exactly the same. The last thing you want is for your company to have different messages, like your customer service saying, this is the story, but then your salesperson who actually visits the customer gives a completely different story, which is something you do not want to do in your industry. So you have to make sure that you have consistent message across all customer touch points, so the customer actually gets the right message all the time. So there you go, guys. So those are the 7 strategies that you can use in your business to improve your B2B customer experience. Some of those cannot be applied to certain types of business. So if you're a manufacturer, most of these are applicable to you. If you're a distributor, there are certain things you may not be able to apply. So if you're an importer, and I'm sure that you can apply all these 7 strategies into your business. It is very important that you focus on B2B customer experience. So at DustCX, what we do is we actually help companies with improving their B2B customer experience. So we are a business analyst firm specialized in customer experience improvement. So if you are not sure where to start with your customer experience, feel free to reach out to us. What we do is we actually come to you. We actually do a free initial consultation where we do an audit of your current customer experience maturity, and then obviously we go through the entire process. We give you roadmap, and we actually make suggestions around what are the systems you can adopt, what are the changes you can do to your operation to improve your customer experience within your market. So there you go, guys. If you have any questions, please put it in comments, and also don't forget to like and subscribe as well to the channel. I look forward to speaking to you soon. Bye bye.